All right, Lauren, you played any video games this week?
I haven't been able to play as many video games as I want to, but we did get back into Far Cry, so I've been playing that.
We did play a little Far Cry 5.
Yes.
We went back to 5, which is interesting. It's funny when a game in a series, how different they can become or were, right? So we've played 3. We've played 4. 5, New Dawn, and 6. Those are the Far Cries that we've played together. 6 is one of those games where I feel like it got too big. It got too empty. They tried to go real big and there was nothing to do. New Dawn was a little too different
than the other one, yes.
Which is okay. It was an expansion game.
Yeah.
5 to me has always kind of felt like Far Cry comfort food. I like the setting. I think the Montana setting is fun. We love the bad guy. Was it Joseph Seed?
Yeah.
So we went back and we restarted 5. To me, it's the ultimate like 2-player video game.
Well, because you have to work together, but it also doesn't penalize you like if I fuck up.
Yeah, it
makes sense.
It doesn't, and like it has all of the. It also doesn't penalize you for playing with somebody. Some games, when you switch into 2-player mode, they begin to kind of dumb down the mechanics, or they make the bad guys harder, or they do some weird. Like this is ultimately like when you play the game on 1 player, they can give you a CPU person who helps you out. When you hit 2 players, you just basically become that person.
Yeah.
But yet you're still building your character. So if you go back into your game, for me, as far as like 2-player games go, that is the one that I want to go back to the most.
Yeah. I
also like that like you could pick it up and do some missions on your own, and then someone can jump in and play with you.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
So I do. I like Far Cry 5. I'm playing right now 2K23, WWE 2K23. You say cheater?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about this. That's because last week you had this bright idea. And I've been playing 2K video games, WWE, since 13, I think was, when I first started picking them up and playing them. So I got 10 years under me here.
Yeah.
10 years. And you waltzed into the room talking about you were going to just smash me in the game. And I'm like,
I did.
We don't have to play this game. Understand, we could play any game you want to play. We don't have to play. But you wanted to pick up the controller. And you picked it up. And you got smashed and immediately went into your pouty bad mood, which is okay. I get it. That's where you go.
Thing? I don't like the flicky thing. Press the button again. When we played last year's game, I beat you.
No, hold on. Hold on.
I beat you.
Let's walk that back. We were playing with your brother online, triple threat matches.
And I won.
And in order to not discourage the two of
you're such a liar.
I had to let y'all win every other match, or else
wink.
It ain't a wink.
I'm pretty sure one time I schooled both of you guys.
I'll tell you right now. We could play 90. We could play 100 times. I'm winning 100 matches.
I'm just gonna live on the hill.
That's fine. You do
where
that.
I won.
So let me talk a little deeper this, because this kind of goes into that. Okay, so I feel like I'm pretty good at the game. I like to think that, right?
Yeah.
I got, a little ballsy the other night. Thought I'm gonna jump online, play online. I hate playing video games online. That's first off.
Okay.
I hate playing video games online. I hate playing like one-on-one games online, because I'm not gonna say that, because Sea of Thieves is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's online, so it's different. Even though I get my ass whipped in it, but I jumped in to play 2K23 online. Okay.
All right.
First off, I choose a normal character. I think I'm LA Knight, right? He's like an 81.
Yeah.
That's a stupid thing, because I load into the game and I'm playing basically a 7'7" demon character.
Oh, shit.
That somebody has created.
Okay.
That has 99 statistics in everything. All the way across the board. So I get into this match. This dude is just spamming the same move over and over and over. And because of my, first off, skill level in the game, and my rating, I can't do anything. And I immediately thought, how the fuck is this fun?
Yeah.
What is fun about that?
But what if y'all both had 99? Then what happens?
I don't know. But to me, I don't want to go play with a mutant.
Yeah.
Like, I want to play the game with the characters that we watch on TV on a weekly basis. I don't want to play the game against a gargoyle with like neon pink skin whose like shorts are glowing. That's not what I'm trying to do. So I made that mistake and played that mode one time, never again. I hate playing video games online like that.
Yeah.
One-on-one. I just can't stand it. All right, Lauren, let's talk about this week, topic of the week. There was a Nintendo video that came out, or a Nintendo Direct, that highlighted 10 minutes of gameplay from Tears of the Kingdom, which is the, if you're a casual video gamer like us, you may not know, that is the sequel to Breath of the Wild, the original Zelda Nintendo Switch video game. Now, you didn't play much Breath of the Wild. I have tried repeatedly to get you to play Breath of the Wild because everything you've ever told me about video games is I don't wait. So you say you do like to be told what to do? I
like to be told.
Okay,
what to
so
do.
that's then that falls more in line because Breath of the Wild's a game that basically you are the story, right? You choose what direction you want to go when you start that game, and you just journey off and you find out quickly if you're strong enough to be in an area or you're not. Yeah, and it looks like Tears of the Kingdom is going to be a lot of the same basic game. I know you know basic mechanics. It's a little bit of like a survival strategy game. You pick up weapons, they break, you got to find another weapon. So you're never real safe in that game. But this new one, cool things about this new one I'll tell you about is the world goes vertical. So it appears to be the same map as last time. Okay. Which some people are pissing about on the internet. I really don't care. I asked you the other day why more games don't just take the original game and expand on it. And once again, this is exactly what they did. And to create more world to explore, it looks like they created these vertical islands that are floating in the sky,
which is pretty cool.
Very cool. So to keep it not too long, basically you have this new set of abilities. One ability is you can rewind certain objects' timeline. So let's say a rock fell out of the sky from one of those islands. You can jump on that rock, do some magic to it, and it'll take you back up to the sky. That's actually kind of cool. But the coolest thing that I saw in the preview of the game was the ability to, like, you can merge almost any two things together. So in the video, he picks up a stick, and he picks up a boulder, and he pops them together. Boulder stick. He's got a boulder stick. He's out here bopping people on the head with a boulder stick.
Did you use magic for that?
Magic's the wrong word. You have these abilities, and you can use them. I think they recharge. Okay. So he also picked up a spear and like a sword, and he attached the sword to the spear. He had a super long pokey stick.
I like it.
It was cool.
I like the long pokey stick.
And the only other thing that looked cool was that you can in this year's game. Not last year.
It's one player,
6
right?
6 years ago. Yeah, it's one player game. 6 years ago when the original Breath of the Wild came out, a lot of people broke the game. They did things that like the physics like probably Nintendo wasn't thinking about. And they would like shoot rocks up off the ground and fly across the map. Well, it looks like Nintendo picked up on that, and now they're like giving you a tool set to do that. Oh, because you can build like your own raft and find like these fans that you put on them, and so like they're expecting
you could be
people,
like a hoverboard type thing.
Yeah, they're expecting people to build all this wild shit. So it looks good. I'm excited. We're not too far away from that game. That is a game that when I first got my Switch, I played.
You did
for like
all
6
the time.
months straight. Yeah, just like. Any chance I just got. See you and be like. So I'm excited to get. I'm going to try this week to get you to play some Breath of the Wild so that you could just
only if you like sit there next to me and tell me what I'm supposed to do. The only thing I hate about it is that like it leaves me to make my own decisions and just wander off, and then I just feel like I'm wasting time because I end up going in circles.
Okay.
And getting nothing done.
Makes sense. I'll help you out.
Okay.
All right. So we got a new game alert. Okay. This is going to be a segment of the show where we talk about Breath of the Wild is topic of the week. That's a game that's coming out very soon. But we learned about a game that will be coming out later, probably a couple years from now. And that is Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. I don't know how familiar you are with, I know you're familiar with Ninja Turtles, but The Last Ronin is a story about the Ninja Turtles where, I'm not going to spoil it and say who it is, but 3 of the Ninja Turtles have been killed. Master Splinter has been killed, and there's one Ninja Turtle left, and instead of wearing a colored, scarf or whatever band, puts a black band on, he gets all the weapons, and he goes out and fights in the world. So they're creating a new video game based on that, and so it'll be the first, I think, Ninja Turtles video game that you play where you will be one turtle. Almost every other Ninja Turtles game has allowed you to play with friends or allowed you to switch between characters. This will be the first Ninja Turtles game where you actually are one character and you'll just have different sets of weapons. I'm interested in this.
I think it's cool. I'd be worth trying.
If it's open world and kind of, if it, Harry Potter, you played a little bit of Harry Potter.
I did, and I liked what I played.
You were impressed with it. I think that's what we're going to see is a resurgence of like licensed games in these big open worlds. Because for a while, like there was a time growing up when every movie that came out had a video game attached to it.
That was so much fun though. Like some of my favorite games are like the Aladdin game, the Lion King game, Toy Story game.
But what I think happened is it just over time they begin to like stop worrying about, well, the game doesn't need to be good. The license will sell the game. And so I think then video game companies started to look at it like it's not worth, these games aren't selling enough copies to pay for the license. And I think we're going to come full circle here pretty soon where, like the name Harry Potter is enough to sell a game. Now there was controversy around the game, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It was fun.
I think the same with Ninja Turtles. Like you'll be able to sell people, I think Avatar's coming out soon. Being able to build these immersive worlds, like being able to explore Hogwarts Castle.
Because if it was the same game, like just like Wizard game or whatever, it wouldn't have sold.
Exactly. And so I think that's the same with like being able to explore New York as a Ninja Turtle will be a fun experience, especially the sewers and the overworld will be cool. Whereas like exploring the Avatar world is probably, so I think we'll see a resurgence of like licensed games that do that kind of stuff. So I'm excited. That'll be a cool game. Let's finish out the show here with our video game hypothetical. And this week's question is, Lauren, if you could only play one video game for the rest of your life, what video game are you picking up?
So this was a hard one for me. I had two different games.
Okay.
It was either Call of Duty or Burnout Revenge.
Okay.
But it had to be Burnout Revenge. No other game, because none of them were as good.
So I'm with you on Call of Duty. And especially if within the rules of this scenario, you can kind of freeze time and make sure that there's always people playing the game, right? Because if you could only play Call of Duty and then like everybody else moved on to another game, that would be lonely.
Yeah.
So I had Call of Duty down on a list of possibles as long as there's a player base to play it with. Now I'm going to talk about Burnout here for a second.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of video games that I really, really, really like that I'm not sure that I'd want to play every day for the rest of my life.
Yes.
One being Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Okay.
I love that game. But I think that once you run out of things to do in that game, it would become very redundant to turn on whatever console you're playing on and doing the same thing. How many times can you crash a car? And
I agree.
Don't say I
agree, and that's why my initial one was it's Burnout Revenge. Like I love that game. It's my favorite game in the whole wide world. I don't care what anybody says. And then I was like, I would get tired of crashing cars after a little bit.
Yeah, because I think there's what I call
Call of Duty is my game.
There are games that are comfort food, right? That like every 4 or 5 years you want to put them back in. You want to play them. You want to see if they still hold up. You crash a car, play it for a week, right? And then you get it out of your system and you go, I don't need to play that for another year or two.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on Call of Duty. I think that is one because of...
There's so many different types of games that you can play within the game.
I think that if
you can change it up. If
you're allowed to incorporate like Warzone, if it's Call of Duty in the sense of you get multiplayer, you get whatever stories in the game, and you get a Warzone aspect, that's definitely one that I think you could play over and over again. I have, and I know this is my go-to game, but Sea of Thieves is one that I think... Look, you don't like Sea of Thieves because you don't want to get... I only
don't like it because every time that we play, you turn into a dictator captain.
A dictator? Is that like a tater tot shaped like a dick?
Yes.
A dictator. No, you choose not to get good at the game. Let's be honest. Like if you put some effort into Sea of Thieves, you would enjoy. I just
can't slash people fast enough. They're coming down and shooting me from over here, and there's somebody slashing me over here, and I just freak out and I start going in circles and I just start shooting.
You have to practice. Like everything. It's like Allen Iverson. Practice. You got to practice. But I think because
it is a fun game, though. I will give it that.
No two, like when you turn on Sea of Thieves, there's never two nights that it's the same. Like one night you're fighting a Kraken, one night you're fighting ghost ships, one night like it goes perfectly smoothly, and you
get all your treasure, and then you accidentally don't stab the guy, and then hell breaks loose.
No, you get all your treasure and you go turn it all in, and you in the game, and everybody's happy, and you tell everybody good night. Then the next night you play the game and you get all your treasure, and somebody ambushes you right as you're about to end the game, and you go to bed hating each other. Mm-hmm. But I still think because of its...
it is a good game,
It's kind of a sandbox, like, role-playing game. But the one I thought was interesting was Minecraft. Because it's kind of an infinite possibility of what you could do. But I
could see why people would like it.
Would it become like a job is all I wonder. Right? Like, at a certain point, it's like, oh, I gotta go fucking build my castle some more. That's what I get to do today. Like, that's what I fear with Minecraft. When we play,
I usually just end up mining stuff only because I am not a great Minecraft builder. All of my houses just look like boxes or like a 5-year-old.
No, I get it. So then I went with Fortnite.
Oh, I like Fortnite.
So let's go Fortnite. And now there's this new creator tool set that they've come out with where people are building like Mario Kart within Fortnite. They're building Call of Duty within Fortnite. They're doing all this crazy shit inside of Fortnite. So I think ultimately, if I get to have Fortnite and all of the little like surrounding mini games that it comes with, I like Fortnite. I'm not the biggest Fortnite player in the world, but if I could only play one game for the rest of my life, it feels like that's a safe bet. It feels like Fortnite's a safe bet because you can
play any game basically on
like
it.
There's the prop hunt.
Yeah, that was fun when you have like friends.
And though like I've never taken the time to understand them all, I'm sure if you understand some of those mini games, there are some that are fun.
Yeah.
So I'd have to go Fortnite.
Good choice.